Angel Baby, my memory story. Alicia Little to the front office for checkout, crackled a voice over the intercom. The sound of my name echoed throughout the gymnasium as I scurried out the double doors and quickly entered the locker room to change clothes. My friend Morgan followed behind to keep me company because she knew exactly why I was leaving school. All of my friends did. Anyone who knew me, even people that only considered me an acquaintance, knew how close I was to my grandma Buddy. She was my role model, my confidant, and my very best friend. Her hair was colored a vibrant red, and her mesmerizing deep green eyes captivated anyone who met her. Her fashion sense put everyone else to shame. Each outfit was perfectly adorned with just the right accessories, a matching set of clip-on earrings, color-coordinating shoes, and a decorative brooch. As beautiful as my grandma Buddy looked on the outside, she was 10 times as beautiful on the inside. Without a doubt, this inspirational woman was the most thoughtful and generous person I had ever known. The fluorescent lights flickered as I walked down the narrow hallway and towards the front office. I turned the corner and immediately spotted my mom's best friend standing there waiting for me, Miss Doty. Miss Doty was like my second mom. "Hey, sweetie," she said in her most soothing tone. She must have seen the worried look in my eyes because I could tell by her voice that she was trying really hard to put me at ease. "Miss Doty, is Grandma Buddy doing worse?" I asked with a forlorn look on my face. "Well, sweetie, we think it's almost her time. That's why your mom asked me to come pick you up from school today. I'm going to take you over to your grandma's apartment, okay?" I nodded and kept my head down as we silently walked to the car. Once we pulled up to Grandma Buddy's apartment, I noticed my mom through the small kitchen window. She looked exhausted. The hood of her eyes quivered as she lowered her head before quickly snapping back to reality. The physical and emotional toll the situation had on my loved ones was clearly evident that day. I hopped out of the car and rushed to the front door, nearly tripping over myself. I was immediately engulfed by the potent smell of cigarette smoke as I entered the room. Every inch of the apartment was coated in a film of nicotine from Grandma Buddy's years of smoking. Out of the corner of my eye, I spotted my aunt and uncle from Pennsylvania bustling around in the kitchen trying to keep busy. My whole family was there, so that's how I knew it was bad. It wasn't the holidays. It wasn't someone's birthday. It was simply mid-fall and Halloween was right around the corner. "Mama, is it okay if I have a minute alone with Grandma Buddy?" I asked. "Of course, baby," she said as she delicately stroked my head and left the room. I know my mom was trying to be strong for me, but I could see the tears begin to fill her eyes as she turned away. I peered around the living room, and suddenly everything felt different. At that moment, everything felt cold and lifeless. The blinds were shut, and for some reason this is what I decided to fixate on. I had this sudden burning desire to yank those blinds open. They needed to be open so Grandma Buddy could watch the cardinals and the squirrels like she always did. Maybe she would get better if she could just... I thought about it for a minute and realized it wouldn't make a difference whether the blinds were open or not. I blankly stared as Grandma Buddy lied there in her bed, hooked up to a morphine drip with the oxygen mask situated right underneath her perfect little nose. She looked so frail, and I began to focus on her breathing as she slept. In and out, her chest rising and falling as steady and constant as the waves crashing into the sand. I gently placed my hand on top of hers and gave her a soft kiss on the forehead. Her eyes slowly fluttered open, and she looked at me like I was her favorite person in the entire world. "Ah, my angel baby," she whispered. Angel Baby was the name Grandma Buddy always called me. I loved the way it sounded when she said it. Perfect in every way. I was so overcome with emotion upon hearing these words because I started to imagine what it would be like not to hear her voice every day. "Grandma Buddy," my voice quivered, "can I talk to you when you're up in heaven?" "Of course, Angel Baby. You can always talk to me, and I will always, always listen." I was suddenly overcome with tears, the kind of tears that blind you because they won't stop streaming down your face. I just let my head fall into Grandma Buddy's lap, and I laid there soaking up my last few moments with her. That night I went to bed thinking about all the wonderful memories Grandma Buddy and I had shared. I imagined I was lying on the couch with her, my cheek brushing up against her silky soft pajamas as she rubbed my head with her long, bony fingers. I thought about the time she surprised me with American Idol tickets when I was 9, how she always left out sweet treats for me when I visited after school, and how I spent my summers growing up swimming in her pool when she lived in Naples, Florida. Reminiscing about all these fun times helped put me to sleep. That next morning, as the sun rose, my dad walked in to wake me up. All he had to do was look at me, and I instantly knew what he was going to say. Knowing my Grandma Buddy was in a better place helped bring me peace. At that moment, I felt like she was looking down on me. I knew she was. I smiled to myself and said, "Good morning, Grandma Buddy. I love you."